Alright guys, Mr. Miyagi, I am just going to do a review of this guy. I got it! Finally! Can't wait to use this. I have so I actually have remember the old GoPro remotes? I hated this thing because it never connected. You had to go in and then connect it manually every time to the GoPro. I just stopped using it completely. So I'm looking forward to this one. Open it up, show you what's inside, charge her up. I'm going to take it up for a run. And I'll come and do a kind of a little bit detailed review. There's been a couple reviews of this already, so I'm not going to get too much into it because you've probably already seen a review. But I just want to give you my impressions on how this works, because sometimes when you watch reviews, it's not the same as when you're actually using it in real time, in real life. So hopefully I'll get a chance to use this. I want to do the dashboard thing, because the dashboard thing, if you use the phone and the camera, it's kind of goofy, and you have to have the watch. You have to have the either the iPhone or the Apple Watch or the Garmin watch to do it easily, to get the dashboard, and you have to kind of activate an activity, and sometimes there's a sync issue. So you can do it. It's just more steps, and it's not always 100%. With this remote, it's good because you kind of take away all that other stuff, because this remote has a GPS built in. So this is a standalone. It works directly with the camera itself. So as long as you activate this, or if this is running, it will record it in the dashboard data. So that'll be good. I can't wait to start using this, and it'll be a little bit more convenient. Love the screen on this, to be able to change a setting, shoot, frame off this little remote, and it comes in 2 straps. Apparently, I'm gonna open this up right now. So it's supposed to come with the a selfie strap for it, and also a watch band for this remote. So it's gonna be cool. I can't wait. Look at that. It's got little pictures on the side. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Sorry, I got my table's a mess here. I'm just got so much stuff going on. Pretty. They do make their packages are pretty good. Insta360 don't mess around with the packaging. It's really nice. So you got your set of instructions. You have your these are the moisture pads, which is kind of silly. They should have just made this thing waterproof. So what basically does this, I read, is just keeping it from water getting in the back or getting it on a charge element, because it is contact points, the charge elements. Now, I don't know why they do that, because these are pretty reliable. These are the standard contact charging elements that you see on watches, waterproof watches. Like if you look at my my Garmin, this is actually a dive watch, so I use this for diving, and it has the same type of element. The materials are probably a little bit more robust on this watch, but if you look at like Samsung watches or Fitbits or even Apple watches, they all have kind of the similar contacts for charging. So it's kind of neat that they give you the little pad to stick on to prevent water from getting into whatever. I have no clue what's that supposed to do. So those are the pads for it. Let me see what else is in here. That's neat. I gotta put this on the charger. Get this charged up so I can take it out today. I have to run out today, do some errands. So I'm gonna take this out for a nice dashboard run. Put that aside. Blah, blah, blah. I'll try and make this one quick. It won't be 30 minutes. I guarantee you that. If it does, hey, you can hold it against me. So here's a charging unit. I wish it just stuck with standard charging instead of a proprietary charger. So now for me to charge this unit, I gotta bring this. It looks like it's an induction charger, which is really weird. Why do they need the contact points? Huh. Oh no, it's back here. Goes this way. I thought it was this way. So yeah, there's your contact points. Again, I would have loved them to just use a standard charger, but I think a lot of these, they have to, because of the contact points, they have to have their own proprietary charging. I don't think you can just use a USB port to charge because it's open. That's why you see a lot of this kind of stuff for anything that has waterproofing, water resistant. So I can understand why they would use a proprietary. So I'm going to plug that in. So this just goes in here, and it's magnetic, which is kind of neat, and it just charges that way. Instructions here. I'm going to put the instructions down here. So these would be, I'm guessing, the straps. Woohoo! Sweet. Okay. Garbage. There's so many boxes. So here's the watch band. Pretty neat. Looks like I have an Apple Watch now. Great. That's what I need. Oh no, so this is the watch one. And this is the for the selfie stick. So this is kind of neat because I can actually mount this on the selfie stick, and now I can, if this is extended, I can actually control the camera from my selfie stick where the handle is. That's great because I'm always pulling it down or, you know, yanking the stick down and then making the changes for settings and that kind of thing. So this will allow me to do it without having to retract the selfie stick. Great idea. Now, Insta360 does, I was actually looking at it, they do, I would love to test it out, they actually have a remote control Bluetooth selfie stick that actually has the controls built into the handle. That'd be interesting because then you don't have to carry an extra piece around or have this strap, and it's built right into the barrel. So it's kind of hidden away. It's not in the way. It doesn't stick out. There's nothing protruding. I might look into that stick. I would love to give that one a crack because I do a lot of extended shooting with my cameras, especially with the this one right here, which is the 360. So to be able to have the control right on the barrel would be nice. The only downfall of that is you don't get to see or place your shot right on here, whereas this, you have a full screen that you can actually see what you're shooting. So that's really the only disadvantage of the just controls on the barrel. So anyways, that's that. So I guess this just basically fits right in. You have the controls, the power button, the one control, and it is a freaking, I think it's a Super AMOLED touchscreen, which is freaking awesome. Like, it's gonna be so clear. It's gonna look like basically the back of this screen. So you just basically get that in there. That's good. You want it to be tight because you don't want this thing to fly out when you're wearing it. So yeah, this is, look at that. It's like a watch. That's why I need another watch in my hand. So yeah, so see, you have so I'd be wearing this for hunting, and I can place my camera, you know, I have a tree mount that people with big wrists might have a problem with this. I have a small wrist, so this one is not, you don't have that much play in this. You might want to have it extended. I should have made that longer, or give you an option for a longer band. So that's what it looks like on here. So I can control my camera. I can technically, oh shoot, that's not good. Technically I could have this mounted on a tree at the very top, so it's actually looking down at me if I'm hunting or whatever. And so this will be away from me, then I don't have to worry about touching the screen or doing the settings or placing a shot. I can use this to do it. So this is where I'm going to use this, and I really want this. I've been looking forward to testing this out and using it for that purpose. So unfortunately, hunting season's over. I won't be hunting again until October, so I won't get to use it for that part anyways, but I'm sure I will find other things to do with this remote. Anyways, that's awesome. That's it. I'm gonna charge this up, do a quick run with the stats feature, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the screen for a little bit. I won't go, like I said, I won't get too extensive into it because there's already been a couple reviews of this. I'm just gonna let you know in a real world use how good it works. So guys, I'm gonna put this on charge. Have a good one. Take care. I'll come back with the results and some footage as well. Ciao. Peace. Respect. GPS remote. This thing. I had a day with it today. So you're just gonna see this. I'm not doing a face vlog today. So here's the remote, one of the covers that come with it, and it's for like poles and selfie sticks, that kind of thing. And then I did the watch thing today. It's a little tough to get in, but that's fine. That means it's just tough to pop out, and you don't want to lose this thing. It's not cheap. The only thing I wish they had was replaceable bands, because these things will eventually wear out and they'll crack or they'll rip, or actually I've got bands like this that I don't use for a long time and it just disintegrate, just start to rip, right? So now you got to buy the whole thing. They could have just stuck with a 20 or 21 millimeter standard clasp for watches like this, so you can replace it on your own, or you can get different colors and that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, it's not a big deal. They'll probably sell these for cheap, 20 bucks or something like that. But it's actually nice. It's very durable. It's the stuff that you find on sport watches like the Garmin's or the Fitbits and stuff like that. It's the same material. Works really well. Very nice and comfortable. It sticks up a little bit. It is a remote, so it's not something you would wear every day like a watch. Yeah, so it works really well. The other thing I noticed that when I turn this on, I just see this here. When you put it in this band, it's really hard to get in and out. Again, like I said, it's good, so you don't accidentally bump it and this thing flies out and loses it or cracks the screen or whatever. I'm like, okay, so what if I have to charge this thing? I have to rip it out and charge it. And I noticed something interesting that nobody's mentioned is on the actual band, there's actually a hole in the back where the charging nodes are. Right? And I'm like, so is there a separate charger for this thing that you can buy, or something that just goes in here and charges the actual GPS remote? And I looked at this is the charger that comes with it. So this one it's magnetic, so it just sits in here and it charges this way. Like it's like a basically a little stand for it. And then I looked at this a little closer, and I looked at the back. And I know this thing's rubber with a magnetic base on it, right? And this thing actually pops out. So the charger, it's a two-piece. So this goes in for the base charging, or if you have it in here, you can actually just pop this cable out and then just connect it this way and charge it with the thing still in the watch band, which is really cool. That's really smart thinking. I was like, oh no, I have to pull it out every time I have to charge it, right? So it's kind of cool that they did that, and it just slides right in because this is a rubber piece, and now you have a nice little base charger. Okay, pretty cool. So that's kind of neat that they have that. So you can charge it in this thing. You cannot charge it in this thing though, because this does not have a hole. I think it's because the band is too small. So you will have to take it out of this to charge it if it's in the pole case, I guess, if you want to call it that. So that's the case. Pretty nice. I like it. I used this today. There was a firmware update, and the weird thing that happened was I did the firmware update. It wouldn't connect to my when I first turned it on, I connected to my Ace Pro, which is fine. After I did the firmware, it wouldn't connect. It just times out. So I reset the factory, and I reset my Ace Pro to factory, and then it was fine after that. So now it connects just fine. So to connect this, you just turn it on by pressing it. You'll see the thing, and it is a Super AMOLED screen, and this screen is just gorgeous. It's the same screen that I have my Galaxy watch, my Galaxy Active watch, which is a Super AMOLED screen. Very responsive. The same screen that's on here. When you turn on, it'll actually automatically turn your Ace Pro on, and it'll connect to the Ace Pro. It's relatively quick. It takes about 10 seconds, or sorry, it takes about 30 seconds to connect. Not a big deal. But yeah, it's a gorgeous screen. Like, look at this. It's just phenomenal, the screen. I'm really impressed with the screen on this thing. So I actually took this out to see, now it's connected. I actually took this out to do a run with the stats. So now you see that on the screen here. I don't know if you can see this. I got my camera pointing down towards the table. So there's very little lag in the movement. You know, maybe a split second lag, which is normal because it's wireless, right? But it's nice because I had this on my dashboard. I didn't even touch my camera, so I'm just gonna put the screen down. I didn't even touch the camera. All the controls were set on here. It was on my right hand. So, and I've got video of it showing you the different features. Swiping down gives you the clock. So you have a clock here. Yeah, sure, break my remote. So swiping this way will take you to the dashboard. So this is really neat. This is what I was talking about with the dashboard part, the stats. So you can actually use this like a kind of a Garmin watch. So if you're running or driving, it actually keeps track of your kilometers, distance, and that kind of things. It's through GPS. The GPS locked in pretty quickly. Indoors, I won't lock in. No GPS locks in on the indoors. When I went outside, locked in probably took about, I say the first time locking in took about 45 seconds to lock in. Once it locks in, it was full bars. So it's got nice reception on this little remote. So you start just by hitting that play, and it'll just start the stats on here. The what do you call it? The speedometer and the distance and stuff like that. If you go over there, it has a compass. So it has a compass, right? If you move over, it has your settings. You can do a whole bunch of settings. So you can set it to when you hit the record key, it actually turns on the remote, turns on the camera, and then it starts recording. When you turn this on, automatically syncs to the or automatically wakes up your camera, connects. Yeah, it takes a few seconds, but you know what? My GoPro remote was horrible. Like it half the time it would never connect, and then I would have to reset it, reconnect it, repair it. It was just a pain in the ass with the GoPro one. And you get this nice little screen, which is really cool. This is so useful. You have the clock go up, and then you have the screen, and you can actually pause, record. Just almost the exact same function on your camera is on this remote. So you're basically mirroring your camera on this thing, which is amazing. Like if I go here, and it gives me all, it looks like just like the camera, and you can go to pure video, free video. You can do time lapse. You can change your settings, just like you can go into stabilization, that kind of thing. And you can zoom in using that as well. So that's kind of cool that you can use this to zoom in your field of view, your D-warp. And then I believe this is all your EV manual settings, auto settings, and stuff like that. So really cool that this is basically your Ace Pro on here in this little tiny module. And I had this thing on my watch, and I was stopping and using this, and I didn't even have to touch my camera on my dashboard. So pretty cool. So once you're done, I'll give you a sample of the now I did find the stats feature, the one where you have the little speedometer on when you're driving, like a POV. It's actually more accurate than doing it the phone way with your Garmin or your Apple Watch. I find that the kilometers are more accurate. When I did it with my phone, there was kind of maybe a few kilometers off, and it was lagging. Like I would move, and then the kilometers would start counting. I don't have that with this problem because this is just a direct GPS unit, right? So it's actually using this. This is actually pulling data from this unit right here directly. So that's probably why you don't have that lag issue. Other than that, I didn't have any issue. It did disconnect one time when just when I drove in the garage. It's really weird. My GPS went out and just disconnected, and then it reconnected again. So it was just I think it was just a glitch. So I didn't have any issues with that. That said, I did the drive there and back. There'll be a sample of it. Remember I was talking about this thing right here, the memory card reader, the reader that you plug in. So what I did is when I got back, I'm just gonna shut this off. Beautiful screen. Look at this. That's a gorgeous screen, eh? Just phenomenal. So when I got back, okay, I'll show you. So I don't know if you can see it very well. So if you can touch it, it turns on. So if I press the power button and I keep it down, it's gonna give me 3 options. It's gonna give me to turn camera off, turn watch off, or turn the GPS unit, or turn both off. So I can just keep my watch on and turn. So I'm gonna turn everything off. So I'm just gonna go slide it. Then now it's gonna shut my camera off remotely, and it's gonna shut this off remotely. Okay, so it's to save battery. It is a Super AMOLED screen, so just so you guys know, any Super AMOLED screen is gonna chew your battery. And I've got the brightness turned down to half, and it's still pretty good in terms of brightness. That said, the battery I imagine is not very big in this. You know, I'll just slap it in the charger and it's on the charger. Now, when I got back, I wanted to do the Insta360 app and do the stats feature with the speedometer and everything. Now, what I did was I did the option that one of the reviews that did the reader. I just popped the memory card out and I popped it in here. And let me get my phone here. So here's my phone. So I just took this, popped it into my phone. Okay. And Insta360 actually starts, once it recognizes this, it actually automatically starts at Insta360. So this is actually kind of cool. So I already did one sample. So I go to album and it's got all the pictures that were on this, that I took in the camera. So this is one that I did here. Oh, sorry, that's the second one. Let me just go back to the one I did. So I did this one earlier today. It was huge. It was 9 gig by the time I finished compiling it. So that's what it looks like. Right, I don't know if you can see it, so it has the odometer and everything on there. So I'm going to start, this one I already did, so let me just start a new one. So this is a new one that I haven't done. So you'll notice that there's no lag, okay? And it's playing this video file, and it's quite big, right? The reason, that's why I was talking about working off this unit instead of wireless off the camera itself, because if you do wireless, you're going to have a lag, and it's going to tell you to download on your phone. Now you're downloading that file, that video file onto your phone. I don't have that much memory in my phone, so that's not really a good option for me. So this method, I put the memory card in here, plugged it in. Now it's working off this unit. It's like when you connect this to the camera, you're not working wireless, you're working direct feed, so it's much faster, right? So this works basically the same way. And I don't have to copy anything from here to here, not the files on here. Once I export, then yes, I would be copying the exported file onto my phone, which is normally how you would do it anyways. So for me to do this, now it's playing, I'm just going to stop it. So I can go to stats. And the other thing I noticed too with the stats on this one, it gives you a couple, I think gives you a couple more designs. So the one that comes with your phone, I think gives you classic and futuristic. This one gives you classic. It's just the designs of these the odometers and stuff like that. That's classic. There's cool. There's racing. I like the racing one. And then it's futuristic one. But I've seen different ones. So maybe you can download different ones, or I don't know. I have to check on that. So this automatically, because I use my GPS remote, it automatically pulled that data from the remote, and it's going to give me the odometer. So I'm just going to play. If I can fast forward this. Let's go to racing. Okay, so now I'm moving. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. So when I'm moving, this thing automatically starts moving the speedometer. When I used the phone, it was a bit kind of laggy. It was behind a second. This one seems to be right on the ball. Like it would start moving when the car started moving. So. And you can put a whole bunch of different options, acceleration, you can put in pace, or you can take out some of these readings and stuff like that. I'm stuck in traffic here, this would be closer. Yeah, see, it's moving now. So it actually works really well, and you'll notice there's no lag in the video playing because it's actually running off direct connect through this module. So I was saying that where would I use that? This is where I would use it for this purpose. With this one, I don't think I would ever plug it into my camera just because I have to pop the battery door, and I'm not really a big fan of that. So anyways, I just want to let you know that you can use this to feed the videos that you've taken on the camera. Put the memory card in here, and this feeds into your phone. So there's no lag, you don't have to download to your phone. So this works really well that way. So that's a great idea, because for me on vacation, I'm always, at the end of the day, I'm downloading videos and photos from my cameras and my phone and stuff like that. So this is a great way out, and it goes all into my tablet. So this will work on my tablet as well. So I just plug it in my tablet, and from here I can do right into Insta360, do my my stats, my special effects, any filters or color grading, that kind of stuff. I can do it right off this unit, and then just export it to the tablet or the phone. Okay, so you don't have to copy this onto the device. Anyways, I think that's it. If there's any question, guys, about this remote, let me know. From what I've been doing with this so far, the screen is very responsive. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful screen. Like, it's crystal clear. You can't beat Super AMOLED. It's the same screen that's on here. It's fast. Picks up GPS. Gets good signal. I really love it. The remote control feature is just phenomenal compared to GoPro. I don't even think DJI has anything like this. They have something that's a very basic one. I don't think it has a preview screen on it. The GoPro, I don't think, has it either. I had the GoPro remote, the older ones. That's just like the record button. It has the simple LED screens on it, but nothing like this. Yeah, it works really good, guys. I'll do some more testing and play around with it a little bit more. I want to see what this thing is capable of and see if there's any issues with it or any lag or anything like that. Other than that, that's it. And the other thing too I'll mention while I'm doing this is I finally got it today. Remember I was talking about my my generic or third-party dive housing? Well, it came today. So it's going through a water test right now. I've got toilet paper in there and it's weighing down with stones and I don't see anything inside. No leaks. So I'll let it sit there for another couple hours and do the water test. I do like this case. I'll do a little bit of a review of this case. I just wanted you to know that I did finally get it. Finally came today. Really nice case. It actually has, I don't know if you can see it here, it actually has the two mounting cold shoes on the side and on the top. So you can put a light on there or whatever, which is kind of neat. The OEM one that you get from Insta360 doesn't have these. And the one thing I like about these aftermarket ones, when you clamp this, it does have a lock, secondary lock to clamp it down to prevent accidental openings. The nice thing about this is that, and I've noticed with aftermarket ones, when you go and clamp it down, it really tightens. Okay, where I find the OEM one, the one that comes with Ace Pro, doesn't tighten as tight as these guys. The reason why I like that is because when you tighten it and it closes it, it creates that seal with that O-ring all the way around, right? If you don't tighten it enough, you're leaving an opening here. Yeah, it may be waterproof down to 2-3 feet, but once you hit 60 feet, 100 feet, that's going to be an issue. That's gonna seep right through. The pressure will push that water right in. So you want it as tight as possible with the O-ring. And I'll probably throw some silicone gel on the O-ring just a little bit, just to prevent it from cracking and drying out. That's what you should be doing to maintain O-rings anyways. So I'll leave this in for a couple hours. I'll do a review on this, a little bit more in-depth review once I do the water test and make sure it's okay. Anyways, guys, I'll leave it at that. You'll see the sample and we're good to go. Ciao.